The design is pretty straightforward. We're building a set of 2 foot by 8 foot hanging shelves in the garage. The shelves will be installed one on top of the other. Instead of setting on stilts, these shelves will be anchored to the wall and ceiling, leaving the space below completely open for, in John's case, their family's bikes. Materials needed for this job include a 4x8 sheet of plywood, several 8-foot 2x4s, a variety of screws, mending boards, and an assortment of spare materials, including additional 2x4s and shelf brackets. We're using a variety of tools, and you can find links to these in the video description in case you need them. We start with a stud finder and mark the studs in the wall. Now we know exactly where to anchor these shelves to ensure we're hitting lumber behind the drywall, which will be super important considering the fact that we want the shelves to be able to hold a tremendous load. Unfortunately, stud finders don't work so well on the popcorn finish on a ceiling, so we take a peek in the attic above to check the location of the ceiling joists and mark those as well. Tell me why you bought this ladder.
There was a squirrel living in my attic. I had to get rid of it, but
Yeah?
I had to get up in the attic to get it, so.
Right on. How did you get rid of it? It needs to be child appropriate, John.
Okay,
With studs and joists marked, now it's time to build the shelves. For the shelves, we're building a 2 foot by 8 foot frame using 2x4s, then attaching a 2 foot by 8 foot piece of plywood on the top. This approach allows us to use the factory cut 2x4s that are 8 feet long, though it's always important to double check for length in this case. We're also using 4 20.5-inch 2x4s for the width. This design also allows us to make one cut down the middle of the plywood, turning the 4x8 sheet into 2 2x8 sheets. This is attached to the top of the frame for a perfect fit. Now that the shelves are built, it's time to attach them to the wall. These shelves sit exactly 24 inches and 48 inches below the ceiling, and their positions are marked and ready to go. We hoist the top shelf up into position and anchor it with 3-inch screws where we've marked the stud positions on both the back wall and the left-hand wall that the shelf sits against. Next, we give the bottom shelf the same treatment. Now, the shelves are somewhat heavy, but they'll hold in this position just fine until we get them connected to the ceiling. John drew inspiration from the way roof truss systems are built while designing his approach for anchoring these shelves to the ceiling for maximum strength. A 2x4 buddy board will be positioned against the ceiling on its side, and a pair of 2x4s will drop from this buddy board down to the shelves and fastened. Since the left side of each shelf is attached directly to the wall, these shelves will only need to be fastened to the vertical drops on the other side and in the center. We start on the floor and go ahead and connect our horizontal buddy board to the vertical 2x4s with mending plates. These mending plates aren't as easy to pound in as they look. We attach 2 mending plates for each connection, one on the front, one on the back. Now our hanging system is ready for installation. We lift it into position and use 6-inch screws to anchor the buddy board to the joists above. We use a level to ensure things are right where we want them, and this is super important and not just for aesthetics. When the air bubble sits center, we get our hanging system attached to the shelves. While these shelves are now incredibly sturdy and strong, we go ahead and add some heavy-duty shelf brackets for added security. While I'm guessing some people may see this as overkill, I feel like it's actually just the right amount of kill. The perfect amount of kill. From start to finish, this job took us about 3 hours and has added another 32 square feet of space to the garage for storage, with room below for bikes and some newly opened real estate on the garage floor for things like more tools, or parking the car, or some new tools, or maybe some more tools. Special thanks to John and his family for sharing their space with us. I'm hopeful this video has given some of you ideas about storage for your garage. And after seeing this video, if you feel like I've earned your subscription, you can click the Mancycle logo right here.